Hello, 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 and welcome to another episode of the Hungry Bleak Show. I am Antonio Pomares. how are you doing? It's been it's been a while, right? It's been a bit of a wild week. Um, yeah, it's yeah. I mean, I guess because of holiday season, everything is wild, and everything. But how are y'all doing? You doing good? How's your family? How's loved ones? How's work? Did you do the thing that you had to do with the thing? That it never works out that way, but you'll get. It'll go. It'll go. It'll go. Did you drink water today? Did you eat? All right, cool, cool, bet. Look, I'm hoping that you're having a stress-free December. I know December can be wild with holidays if you celebrate any of them. I know it can be crazy, and this is coming out on excuse me, December 22nd. So right before Christmas weekend, and everything's going crazy because Christmas is on a Monday and Christmas Eve is on Sunday, so that even makes it tighter. Just feel everybody's butt cheeks just a big collective tense, tight butt cheeks. Just everybody just clenching. Everybody clenching real tight. But I want you to take a breath, relax. Look, it's almost done. It's almost over. Promise. Promise. I know. But look, I'm here to take your mind off of that. We're going to spend a little bit of time here. We're going to talk about some fun stuff. Excuse me. We're going to talk about some comics. We're going to talk about some comic book news and stuff happening in the comic world. Let's say, I don't know if that even makes sense. So let's start with it. We've got some comic book news. Okay, so first up, we are going to have Disney drops majors from MCU. There's nothing else I can say about that. I'm going to be honest with you. There's nothing else that I can say. I don't know what anybody else would like me to say about that. There's nothing else that I can say. Dude is out. You were at that level. You were at that level of like, oh snap, Majors is that dude. He's doing everything. This is crazy. To people not returning your calls. I don't. Yeah, that's all I got to say about that. Next up, I don't know what you want me to tell you. Next up is Mark Millar is moving his Millar world, like all his um, Millar world comics, like Nemesis, and like all those comics, moving them to Dark Horse. That's huge because they've been going through Image for so very long, and that's a big thing, especially because they just started and they just had a new Nemesis series, and they also had another series where it called Big Game, where it was like a crossover series with all the other Millar World characters and series. This is huge to move everything over, and Millar's planning on having these hardcover omnibus editions of the books, and there's everything. So everything's going to be published through Dark Horse now. This is a big move. You're seeing more and more creators doing what they want with their creator-owned projects because that's the point. You can do what you want. You can move it wherever you want. You can take it out. You can, do another company. You can stop this. You can not like whatever you want. Obviously, because it's yours. Excuse me. So it's been a long day. So this is huge, and nobody was expecting that. I don't know how this is going to affect the deal that he supposedly has with Netflix, but oh, this is wild. I know a lot of that is on again, off again, so I'm wondering how this is going to factor into that. There will be updates and things will be happening, but yeah, that that's a lot. Nobody saw that. Like 2023, like the last few years have been things that you would never have thought you would see happening in entertainment, but they're happening on a regular basis. I don't know what to tell you. Speaking of which, next up we have uh, Bryan Hill is going to be working on the Ultimate Black Panther series. This is going to be really cool. Um, Hill. I'm a fan of Hill. Um, since before I even realized who Hill was, I was a fan of his work. and now for him to be writing this new Ultimate Black Panther series, and it looks awesome. There's even a trailer for it, which if you would like to see, let's roll that beautiful bean footage, shall we, folks? I don't know why I did that line. There was no need for me to do it, and yet here I am. I did it. So. This looks crazy, by the way. I'm really happy to see this. That's because Black Knight, Moon Knight, Black Panther, they've had this thing going too with, the avatars of their god, basically. That's the new Storm, the new Killmonger, or the Ultimate Storm and Ultimate Killmonger that we're going to be finding out about in this new Ultimate universe. Yeah. And it's going to be on sale February 24th in your comic book shops. I'm excited by this. This is like a whole new reboot of the Ultimate universe with the evil Reed Richards of that world, of that series, remaking it, changing everything, changing people's origins and altering events that were supposed to create these heroes of the Ultimate Universe, and now changing them. I think it's awesome. I love it. It looks really cool. I'm excited to read it. And again, it's Bryan Hill. I know I'm going to be getting some fun, wild, out of nowhere, big box office blockbuster stuff from the way he writes, especially the way he was writing Blade, which I love, and just making it this really action-packed comic, and putting a lot of different things like there. Like I said, there was a heist issue where it was like we have to steal a sword off of this train, so they made it like kind of like a heist story. Absolutely was a fan of it, loved it, thought it was cool. So I'm here for it. I will be checking this out. Probably the only Ultimate issue that or series that I'll be reading from this Ultimate reboot. I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know how long it's going to last. You can excuse me, folks. This is a late night recording for me because the week has been a little bit crazy. But yeah, I'm up for it. Bryan Hill, keep doing your thing. You're awesome. Truly. Now, our next story is we have a Blade video game coming out. So if you watch the Video Game Awards, you saw that they had trailers and everything like that. Since there was no more E3, E3 is now done. They will not be doing any more E3s anymore. It's over, unfortunately. That's like an end of an era. That's like some G4 type stuff. Letters and numbers. It's weird. So they were showing a lot of trailers at the Video Game Awards, and they showed a teaser trailer for one of my favorite characters, Blade. So here's a quick snippet of the teaser trailer for Blade, and I believe this is going to be from the same people who are doing the Spider-Man games, which are awesome games. So let's check this out, shall we? This, folks, is the Blade teaser. Bethesda, excuse me, yes.
Votre attention, le soleil est sur le point de se coucher. Tous les citoyens sont priés de se mettre à l'abri en intérieur jusqu'à l'aube. Attention, the sun is currently setting. All citizens are required to shelter indoors.
Turn that shit up. Relax, man. I don't bite. Lock up tight now. Night's just getting started.
Bruh. So I mean, yeah. You already know. You already know. I'm all on that. I wanted so many little details in there. I believe the game is going to be taking place in France. Don't really know a lot of the excuse me. Don't know a lot of the intricacies as far as that goes, but it's going to be crazy fun, especially because, like I said, I believe it's from the same people. I think it's like maybe the same teams as well that have done the Spider-Man games, Spider-Man Miles Morales, and Spider-Man 2, which is, yeah, those games are awesome. I played the first two. I want to play the third one, but I need a PS5. Donations are always accepted. But it just looks like it's going to be a really great game, and it's going to be Blade. I remember there were 2 Blade games before years ago, and then Blade was also part of the Marvel Legends games. But you had to get Blade's figures around the game in order to play, in order for him to be a playable character. Also, Daredevil as well. You had to find their figures. It was like a little it was before DLC when you unlocked characters. Remember when you unlocked stuff instead of paying for DLC? Remember that? It seems like a lifetime ago. Anyway, yeah, so that's going to be cool. A lot of little notes in there. Something that really caught me was the sound of the blade cutting the hair. That sound is so satisfying and makes you feel like you just got a fresh cut. So I love that. The barber cutting a finger and blade, just snickering, going, like he smells it. And he can kind of taste that metallic taste in the air from the blood with all the iron in there. Even the music, the hip hop in there. So if that's going to be a taste of what we're going to get from just the trailer, I can't even imagine the music that's going to be playing in the game itself. Highly excited by this. I've watched that trailer probably about 10 times because, again, I'm a Blade fan. So this is going to be awesome. We have a really fun and great Blade comic. We have the Blade game coming out. So we're getting some Blade content without the movie. Hopefully we will be getting in the movie in the next couple years. Question mark? I don't know. I apologize again, folks, but I'm so excited by that. I really want. Yeah, I remember playing those games and having so much fun, just laying waste to vampires and all these creatures, and using silver and using the gun, using the sword, using hand-to-hand, a mix. So I can only imagine the mix that we're going to be getting. And I saw a revolver, so quite possibly maybe a cursed weapon. That could be just me projecting because I've been playing a lot of Destiny, and the exotic weapons are really cool. And some of them are these hand cannons, which are like these big revolvers, and they look like they're cursed because they'll have some different types of energy coming out of them. Some will heal, some will almost poison. Really cool. So I'm looking at the gun, like, is that going to be like a cursed weapon? Yeah, that's because I don't remember ever seeing Blade with a revolver. And I've seen them with different types of firearms, but I don't remember a revolver. So that interests me a lot. So yeah, we're going to be getting a Blade game. It's going to be cool. So excited. You know what else I'm excited about, folks? I'm excited to just dive into all the stuff because it's just going to be so much fun. But we're going to take a quick break right after we hear from Z Luna from Zuina M. Chalet, who's this incredible artist, murals all over the place. Y'all know I love it. So check this out, and I will be right back. Sorry, I got into the music. Um, yeah, I'm gonna have to look up that Blade trailer and see the music that was in there because I absolutely loved it. Um, but I also love the music that was in that message that we just got from Z Luna. But we're back and let's talk comic book reviews. I've got three really cool indie comics here. One of them I was especially happy to read because it was from a recent guest. But let's start into on it right now. We're going to start with, excuse me. Oh my goodness gracious, I'm having all types of issues here, folks. You know what I mean? Like I'm a mess right now. I'm a mess. But let's start out with Zuriel. This is from Konkrete Comics. Y'all already know. Um, they do some of the coolest stuff possible. So this is Zuriel. This is one of their newer comics, and this is number one. And this is from writer creator Derek Lonzo, star Alan. Line art is from Leandro, excuse me, Meneses. We got colorist is Matthias Hove. Just phenomenal work. I absolutely loved it. It's beautiful stuff. We got letters and special effects and SFX by Mason Suleiman. I absolutely love this. This was just such a cool comic. So Zuriel is like a bounty hunter and coming through. And I love when a bounty hunter goes into a bar. There's always that typical like bar scene. They go in, they're like, I'm looking for this person or this whatever, and I'm looking for this whatever they are, and it ends up being a bar fight. Yes, it's a trope, but it's a trope that is awesome, and it's a great way to establish that character, that bounty hunter, or whatever it is. But it's usually like a bounty hunter, um, maybe some type of retrieval specialist, something like that. But we're getting at it in the comic. I mean, no, this is a part of the concrete universe, so this is part of that supernatural world that they have. First off, what got me is she has an axe on her back. If you know me, you know I'm a fan of axes. We don't get them a lot in stories. I more like dual wielding axes, like two mini axes. I like that. But seeing this axe on her back just made me go, yeah, we're about to get something crazy. And we do. We get a big fight between her and these kind of demon like characters. And we see, as I was just mentioning before, we see supernatural revolvers, possibly cursed weapons. I don't know why I have this fascination with cursed weapons. I don't know, but I do. And she just lays waste to them. And at a certain point during the fight, we start to see that she has powers that almost start kind of manifesting. As you can see, she goes deeper and deeper into this layer to find who she's looking for as she battles these demon like characters, these demons. And then we notice again, like I said, wings. So my first thought was either a fallen angel or a what's it called? Um, a Nephilim, which is a half human, half angel being. Also cool as well. Gives it, but there's a red energy around the ring, so around the wing, so possibly maybe some other origin. Not sure, but I absolutely loved it. The art on this, the crackling from the axe is beautiful. I absolutely loved it. That energy, seeing the wings, how they're almost blurred, gives it this motion of like they've just, they because they're just being shown now, so like they just expanded from her being. I love that look, and just going to town on this left and right, just being in this fight. It felt almost like a video game akin to Spawn or even God of War, like combos and such like that with it with this huge demon character that she's fighting. And she goes through the fight, tough fight, and she just begins to unleash. And then she's knocked back. She's feeling a little weak. And after this monologue and finding out that the girl that she's looking for is up there, she starts to fight back more and more, grabs the axe and goes all out, wings again unfurled. And as you see the big scene where her and the demon are coming together in this fight, takes an arm, and you know demons hate being um, uh, outdone and overshadowed, disappears as she goes for one last strike. And then we get to the end and we find out that this girl has been like contaminated, has been uh, influenced by the demons. I'm really looking forward for more of this. I absolutely love it. Like I said, I love that feel. Gives it that. I hate to use it as a comparison, but I mean it's at that. But it's such an iconic show, and it's like a part of the culture, the geek culture, because it went on for so long. Supernatural. I love that feel, and yeah, I'm here for it. Give me more of this character. I'm here. I want it. So this is Zuriel. This is from Konkrete Comics. It is available. I want to say it's available on the website now. I believe I got it through Kickstarter. At a certain point, it's so hard to tell because I get so many damn comics at the Kickstarter. I can't keep track myself. I'm going to be honest with you folks. It's very hard for me to keep track of most things that I'm doing in life because that's just who I am. Unfortunately, because I'm crazy. All right, so that's awesome. Next one we've got is Void Beast. This was one that I don't even remember how I found out about this on Instagram, but they had a Kickstarter and I've been wanting to read it. So I said, okay, bet, let me jump in on this. Kickstarter was at the right time. So I ended up going for it and I got volumes 1 through 5. So this is Void Beast. This is from writer Matthew Jones and Stephanie Cooklish. Art by Francis Martellino. Tones by Andy Nilo. And cover colors is from Millard Torres. So this is in a kind of like a manga style, which I love. You can tell by the cover. Void Beast is going to be something ridiculous. So the first issue, so this first volume we get is in black and white. Yeah, kind of truer to manga feel. White. So we have Takeo, who is a werewolf, a shapeshifter werewolf, also adept in martial arts. So you get this fight, and the world has been overrun. There's this apocalypse. Well, the world's been overrun, and there's like a lot of like supernatural characters are around the world, but there are zombies everywhere, and they're always out. So Takeo is roaming the land looking for something, someone, while his father is at home, who is also a werewolf, but who can't change anymore because of so many injuries and age and illness. But Takeo begins to step more and more into being a werewolf and that power. And at a certain point, Takeo is out looking, and the werewolves are actually they're telepathically connected, so they can read each other's thoughts even from great distances. And while Takeo is out, the father says, "You have to come home. Something's wrong. Help!" And as Takeo gets home, he's attacked by this assailant who gives him a vicious roundhouse kick. And Takeo sees his father slumped in the corner, beaten, bleeding, and as his father dies, Takeo gets the full weight of the werewolf powers and doesn't exactly know how to control them, but can't think about that right now. On the hunt, so he goes to chase after the assailant, and after a chase and a bit of a fight, Takeo goes back to do some research to figure out what's going on, to figure out who is Gutierrez, who was one of the father's last words. Trying to figure this out, sees this person again and unleashes the wolf in this vicious fight. But the assailant has guns, as always. Look, if you're in a fight, sometimes you got to pull out a gun, revolvers. You get your anime manga fight, big battle, brawling between the two. It goes on for a bit, and constantly asking, "Who are you? Who are you?" Assailant will not say anything. Will not keep going, and at a certain point, Takeo's becomes so tired that reverts back to human form and isn't able to pursue, but sees this girl up in that area and sees that I need to go. I need to help you. I need to find her. So after resting and eating, and going back, Takeo surveys the place, does a bit smarter surveys, sees what's going on, and then gets in and again ends up unleashing the wolf after figuring out, more of the lay of the land. But first, there's a torture scene, or almost a torture scene, where we find out that this doctor has been experimenting on these young girls, and once they're of no use, trying to get rid of this Z virus. Once they're of no use, then they kill them. Can't take that. The girl actually hops up, breaks the doctor's neck. Again, huge fight ensues, um, and more the power into KO begins to unleash. And we start to think that maybe the girl that he saved is also a part of that. So Takeo unleashes the wolf, and finds out that there are more werewolves out there. But before that, Takeo finds out he has a power of unleashing a black hole. Again, yes, we don't really know werewolves do that very often, but this is the manga world, so things like that are going to happen. You love it. So it becomes a power that Takeo has to learn to control by training with this settlement of werewolves headed by this man Wagner, who knew Takeo's father. And then we start getting a little bit of training and him trying to fit into this settlement, this colony of werewolves, but it's hard, and they won't let him read their thoughts because they don't trust him yet, because he's an outsider. And then there becomes this kind of civil war inside, and there becomes this fight where it's one group of werewolves versus the other in here, and it was all spurned by Takeo and his arrival there, and Wagner. I really had fun with this one. I love manga, and I'm getting more into anime again, because I just got Crunchyroll, so I'm going through some old stuff and I'm going through some new stuff. Actually trying to finish. We rewatched the first season of Jujutsu Kaisen, so I can watch season 2. Absolutely, but then I was watching some stuff that I didn't get a chance to watch before because it was gone too quickly. So I had a lot of fun with this one. Great. I know I'm going to start volume 2 this weekend probably, and it's in color, so that'll add a nice little boldness to it. That's the only thing with this one, is because it's black and white, sometimes it was a little hard for me to tell the different characters just because of the shading and because of how frenetic and how frenetic the action is. It's very energized, very vibrant movements everywhere. Obviously it's manga. You're going to have that anime style. You're going to have movements all over the place. That's natural. But I absolutely enjoyed this. It was so much fun, and like I said, there are 5 volumes out, and I'm excited to see what they do and how Takeo begins to learn to control this black hole power that he has, which seems really cool and interesting. So yeah, this is Void Beast. Excuse me. This is Void Beast. Definitely, as always, folks, I will have the link so you can check out all these comics and everything in the episode description, because that's what I do. I'm gonna give that to you. So the next one up is Spirit Eye. So this was really cool because this is from Rico, who was recently a guest on the show. I had a great time with the interview and talking about everything from comics to tattooing to mental health. This comic is like that. It's like this mental health journey for a character, Marcus. Most of the first issue, is Marcus dealing with his mental health and the manifestation of these dreams, and then also having a situation where a loved one is taken from him, a dear friend of him, of his, excuse me, and it becomes him kind of just delving into the mental health with a supernatural and horror feel to it. But it felt very real. It felt almost like that's what someone's mental health would feel like. And the way Marcus handles it is very real. taking the medication and doing what they're doing, but the medication isn't working as much. And Marcus's girlfriend worrying about him saying, I'll be okay, I'll be all right. And her true care for him. That's something that really stuck out to me, is her care for him, and saying, well, if it's not working, then we'll go to a new doctor and 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 we'll find something out. But I want you to be okay. That genuine care I loved, and how a partner can be invested in your care and saying, okay, well, um, if that medication isn't working, then let's go to the doctor and let's find something that works and balances for you. And having that patience and knowing that finding the right combination, it doesn't always happen in the first try. And knowing that, well, sometimes this happens and we have to go through, a couple of different dosages or different meds to find that mix that works for that person. I absolutely thought that was an incredible touch, and I loved it. We don't see a lot of that in comics, first of all, actually in media, in media in general, to have that type of thought process and that type of patience, especially with Black characters. We don't see that. So to have that as something, I think was very, very, very important and very key. And I appreciate Rico for putting that in. Again, that's that vulnerability, and that's um, that thought process of being able to say, okay, well, this is what I've been through. This is what I've seen. This is what I've witnessed. I love that fact. The dreams felt like mental health issues. They felt it like it was something that you couldn't get away from. You were trying. I mean, you couldn't. It's there, and you're dealing with it the best you can, but it's not working. You're. It just it felt so right. I can't actually think of the words, unfortunately, to do it, but it felt so right. So yeah, Rico said that this was kind of like a memoir, um, and nailed this. I absolutely want to see more of this story. I want to see where this goes. Rico, this was phenomenal. Um, I felt like I was being weighted down by Marcus's mental health. I felt the weight in the art, um, in it feeling like him being pulled down, like through the earth, like into this other realm, that's worse than hell. It just spot on. So Spirit Eye is definitely one that I'm going to stay on and check out and read, because I want to see more of the story, and I want to see if Marcus ever gets to the other side and how he'll deal with each of the things that comes up for him as he's headed to that um the other side of things, as they would say. So yeah, definitely this was one that, like I said, that interview hit me in general because of Rico's just openness and willing to just be very real and open, and I appreciate it. So yeah, definitely, yeah, that was awesome. Yeah, was very good. This is very good. This message that we have coming up from this is from Nikosi Media, and this is the Great Force comic coming up. Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. I didn't mean for y'all to see that. That was a lot for you to say. That was a lot right there. People who are listening to the audio are like, "Oh my God, what happened?" Watch the video and you'll see what happened. So, okay. So it's Friday. So y'all know what that means. Wellness check Friday. How are you doing? How are you feeling? And that was a tough time. This time of year, holiday season, everything's going crazy. But I want to make sure you're okay. Did you drink water? Did you eat? Did you take your meds? I'm not trying to please you. I'm just trying to ask so you can be the best you that you can be. Taking your meds, whether it's for physical, mental, or emotional ailment, I want you to be the best you that you can be. It's very important. Something that I've been doing lately is taking inventory, which I do often, and I'm realizing that I have to bet on me. Hence the title of the episode. Um, Betting on me is very important. Um, I have at times not bet on myself, which has not been good. Um, I should always bet on me. And, sometimes I'll be more supportive of somebody else's dream or somebody else's purpose than I will of my own. And yeah, that's great. That's awesome for everyone else, but it kind of diminishes what I'm trying to do. So I have to stop doing that, and I have to start being quote unquote selfish. I don't even know if that's selfish, but just doing more of that. So I've been taking that inventory, taking that stock, and going, yeah, all this stuff can be secondary to what I'm doing. Because if I am not doing what I want to do for me, what's best for me, everything else will falter. Because again, as I always say, you are the base, you are the foundation. If you're not good, everything else kind of crumbles. And that's what has kind of been happening with certain things. So I need to focus on me to make what I do better. Because if I'm the best that I can be, then everything else that I do will be the best that it can be. Because I can't keep pouring into everything else and not pouring into myself and what I'm trying to do. That's detrimental to me, to my longevity, to my mental health, everything. It's not good. So bet on yourself, okay? Because I think you're worth it. All right. All right. So what's on the plate? Comfort food. I don't know if y'all know about this, but I absolutely love this eggnog cake. Eggnog cake. So I found a recipe for eggnog cake years ago. Made it, and it was basura. It wasn't hitting. It wasn't hitting. It wasn't hitting. So I don't know why I kept doing that. Sorry. It wasn't there. So I decided, you know what, why don't I just cut to the middle, man. Just cut to the chase. It's done. Cut out the middleman. It's done. So I just started buying eggnog and just going through with a cake recipe, obviously, but just using eggnog instead of doing this crazy recipe. Banging. Oh my god. Use pound cake mix with eggnog. Now, normally I would say, hey, use almond almond milk eggnog or whatever. You can, but it doesn't have the same flavor. It doesn't have as deep of a flavor. You want to go with the dairy. If you are vegan, I totally understand. I can appreciate that. You go with the other options. Maybe add a little more nutmeg or cinnamon to the mix. A little more cinnamon, nutmeg, and vanilla when you're actually making the cake. Maybe that'll work out better for you. For myself, it just did not hit. Same way with the eggnog waffles and pancakes. I use the almond and it's good, but it doesn't hit as much as the dairy. Again, I know. If you are vegan, do you? I respect it. But I had to go with something that hit. And eggnog cake, excuse me, perdóname, is one of those comfort foods. Oh, the cake is nice and moist, and it's just, you get a thick piece of cake, warm it up, get a little ice cream, put a scoop, maybe 2 scoops. Get yourself a nice chilled glass of almond milk. I would select silk almond milk, vanilla with a hint of honey. Oh, tout le monde formidable. Oof. Oh, ah, my God. Oof. It's carajo. It's this is how good it tastes. I've given you, I think, 3 or 4 languages of how good the food is. It's and of how good the cake is. It's when it's in that thick, dense piece of cake, and it's soft and it's soft but firm, and it's just bite that cake. I apologize, folks. I went kind of left with that one. Yeah. I got y'all know I like thick cake. I'm just saying. And that's the only fantasy thing. It was just so good. So I was so I really want to make that this year. Eggnog cake. I think I might make it this weekend. If not next weekend, possibly. We'll see. But that's my comfort food is eggnog cake. I absolutely love it. Awesome. Um and yeah, I guess egg. I know there's eggnog ice cream. Can I double up on the eggnog? Can I triple up on the eggnog with the ice? A chilled glass of eggnog with the eggnog ice cream and then the eggnog cake. That's a lot. I gotta chill. Or do I? Not necessarily. But you know who has no chill? Wingless Comics, and they are awesome. I absolutely love them. And they have a new project coming out called Air Force Ones. Don't get that Air Force Ones energy because you know what's about to happen to you. So we'll be right back after a message from Wingless Comics about Air Force Ones. Two pars. Oh, sorry. You know what? You didn't need to see that either. You didn't, and I apologize. You know what? You know what? That's on me. My bad. My bad. But that looks like an amazing project. Wow, so many creatives doing um, so many different things outside of just giving you what's there. And like I said, I mean, why not put yourself out there? Why not promote stuff like that? Why not make those trailers, those sizzle reels, those promos for your project? And then come on over to the Hungry Bleak because I'm the one putting them on. I'm the one putting them on because I want to run your stuff on here like that. I want to not only interview you, but I want to show what you're doing. I want to show your projects. I want to show these trailers and such. Ain't nobody else doing that. There you go. So, folks, that's the end of the show. Look, it's been great. Do have a little bit of housekeeping admin to do. Next week's episode is going to be a fun one. It's going to be the end of the year wrap up. I know I did one with Michael and Takia, which was amazing fun, but this is going to be just me doing what I liked about comics this year. My favorites, like favorite series, favorite limited series, favorite issue, favorite characters, who had the best year as far as comic book characters. A lot of great, incredible stuff going on, as always. And it's going to be next Friday, so that's going to be the 29th. And then the next day is going to be my birthday, so it's going to be kind of a birthday episode as well. So yeah, it's going to be a celebration. That's going to be happening. So on that note, I think we're good. We're good. Are y'all good? Perfect. Look, thank you very much. Look, I love each and every one of you, my pancake heads. You are amazing. The pancake army is always behind me, and I enjoy it. thank you for everything. Watching and listening to me pontificate about comics and the industry and people. And this year, I think I've been on a little more of a high horse, which I gotta just calm down, relax, and just have fun, but still give you what I always do, which is be the indie correspondent. I am giving you the best in Black indie comics, whether it's their 30th issue or whether it's their first issue, whether it's their 100th interview or whether it's their first time and they're nervous. This is what I'm here for, giving you the best in Black indie comic book culture and indie Black geek culture. Thank you very much. So y'all have a very good day, night, whatever it is. Enjoy the rest of it. Sleep tight. I am going to go and watch Rebel Moon, which came out tonight. Reacher, Percy Jackson. First 2 episodes are on Disney Plus and also Hulu. First episode is on Hulu until January 30th. I'm excited to see that. And also there was something else that came out. I can't remember what it is. Rebel Moon, Reacher, Percy Jackson. Something else came out. I cannot remember what it was. It was something else that was cool that I really wanted to see. And now I can't remember because I'm old and I have bad memories. The Creator. The Creator is on Hulu right now. So I'll have a very good time. Enjoy it. Happy holidays for whatever you celebrate. Be safe. If you don't celebrate, then just enjoy the time with your loved ones, family, whatever. And eat something tasty and have a good one. Okay, folks? I'll see y'all later. Okay? Peace. Thank you. Bye-bye. Shoulder shake. I ain't done that.